So what we're going to be reporting on today, tide travel at Pleasurewood Hills is going, but what's replacing it? Hello there guys, my name is Coach Shy, YouTube channel Donkster Born, but built for Theme Park News, and yes, I've had a fresh new cut, and this is a Theme Park Newsroom update from Pleasurewood Hills. Now before I get started, yes, since we uploaded the video from Mur Sable in France about their new coaster for 2020, I've had a bit of a change of haircut and a bit of a change of outfit. And that's because I've just had it done, so in between filming. So I've come back, new cut, fresh trim, fresh outfit, ready to film the rest of the videos for today and onward. This Theme Park Newsroom update is from Pleasurewood Hills in Lowestoft here in the UK, and here is the facts we know already. This Hush TriStar that originally opened as Thunderstruck in 2005, it closed in 2016 when it was named Tide Traveller, and it was closed by 2017 when it last operated in 2016. It was sat there abandoned and not operating SBNO. In 2018 going into 2019 we had some real teasers from Pleasurewood Hills about their 2019 attraction, and they even said that they were going to bring a classic ride back from the dead for 2019. Now, as with it being Rattlesnake being the overall choice in further on, one of the rides that was included in the rides they could have brought back for 2019 is Tide Traveller, but of course it ended up being Rattlesnake with a twist, being rethemed into Express for 2019. That left Tide Traveller sitting abandoned until parts were recently removed from the site, hinting that this ride will be coming to the end of its lifespan and will not be reopening at all. Fast forward, Tide Traveller is officially going, and we now have some rumours about what could replace the site. Now I do have my own theory which I'm going to be including in this video, but we also have the different couple of ride types that I do think could be the most likely case, as well as my own theory. And it links to a particular roller coaster here in the UK that's been closed and is in the process of being sold. So stay tuned later on if you don't know yet. So basically, we're going to start off with the two flat ride types that I think could replace Tide Traveller perfectly. So starting off with a ride that seems to be very new here in the UK, and that is the Zamperla Endeavour. This is their take on an enterprise attraction. Now, of course, we saw this pop up as part of a brand new rides package for 2018 at Dreamland Margate near Kent. And that's a really fun ride. Now, I did a similar type of ride at the St Leger Fair in Donny last night called the Exciter. That's by a British manufacturer called Tivoli. It's a travelling ride, but I could see it maybe as a permanent addition to a theme park. Maybe Pleasurewood Hills could go in for one of the first permanent editions of these kind of ride types, because I did think it was quite fun and it fits the family thrill market they're looking for. But a Zamperla Endeavour again fits the family thrill market the park are looking for. Then another ride type that could be going in is a Zamperla Air Race. Now you look at air races like Drayton Manor or the Super Air Race model that going in at Six Flags Fiesta Texas with their Daredevil Dive flying machines for 2020. However, the most likely case here will be the original Air Race model, like the Drayton Manor model, because the Super Air Race could be deemed as too thrilling for Pleasurewood Hills' market. So that's two ride types that are most likely to be the case in my opinion, but I do have a theory, and again, like I said, this links to a coaster that I think Pleasurewood Hills could buy because it's in the process of being sold. Now this coaster in question is G-Force at Drayton Manor. This is a Mara X-Car roller coaster that opened on the old Klondike gold mine site in 2005, and it opened as the first of its kind in the world. Now, of course, you know, this is the first. In terms of the first of its kind, this is the first to have those extended layouts. There was one before it that had like vertical lift hill going into a loop, and it's like one of those sky loop versions. But this is the first extended layout that was invented in the world by Mara Som. Now, of course, this ride last operated in 2018 and closed officially for 2019, and is in the process of being sold according to an article. Now, of course, since that article was released, the Drayton Manor they've actually removed this quote from the article, from the interview that they had with a news source. So I'm guessing they've leaked some information out about G-Force, but it looks like it's in the process of being sold. And of course, one of the parks I mentioned in the UK to buy it, as well as like Water Valley, was Pleasurewood Hills. Now I'm going to put an image on your screen right now. Now that image basically means that G-force fits perfectly on the Tide Traveller site. If you're wondering what I did, basically I merged the G-force image into Pleasurewood Hills on Google Earth, both on Google Earth, and basically this G-force sits on the Tide Traveller site as well as the grassland behind it, or in front of it, should we say, from if you're looking at different directions. So there was no other rides sort of next to Tide Traveller, so it was all grassland, so it definitely fits perfectly in what they could do. You notice a couple of supports are right near to the pathways. One of the pathways sort of in front of the coaster, and one of the pathways that's really opposite or next to Wipeout, their Vekoma B&M. Now, of course, the only con to the pros of having G-force at Pleasurewood Hills is the fact that it could be deemed too thrilling for their family theme park market. You look at Wipeout, yes, that's a thrill coaster, but it's not too thrilling, so it's deemed responsible for the family market. G-force has had many young visitors on the ride, so I definitely think there's definitely a plus to that con, that it could be deemed alright for that market that they're going for. But of course you've got to think of maintenance costs, reliability, building it up, buying it from the park. It will be quite cheap to buy it from, so it was quite expensive to build, but of course you look at relocation coasters and the fact that they're quite cheap. So I don't think it'll cost the park too much, but just the right amount. So I think overall, what value? I think Pleasurewood Hills is most likely to buy G-force, and I think Tide Traveller's site is perfect. I would have said Cannonball Express's site. However, like I said in the video earlier on in the year, go back and watch that video on the Pleasurewood Hills playlist if you want to after this video. Basically, I said that Cannonball Express has been talked about to get a new theme and a new upgrade for next year. So hopefully it should be ready by either October or next year. So I think it's most likely now to be 2020 because there doesn't seem to be any work going on at the site. So again, should be pretty interesting to see what's going to happen there. But thank you very much for watching this Theme Park Newsroom update. Like I said, it could be two flat ride types, either one. Maybe the Exciter one as a bonus as well. But I think G-force on that site would be perfect. And of course, it's one of the UK parks that I think should buy G-force for their thrill and family market for their theme parks. So I think Pleasurewood Hills is on the rise, and I think G-force will find a nice new home at Pleasurewood Hills, in my opinion. Comment down below your thoughts, like the video if you loved it, and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video by subscribing to the channel as well. And for now guys, I'm Aaron Chandler, you've been watching Coaster Chat YouTube channel, Coaster Born but built for Theme Park News. Keep living the coaster life, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care, have an awesome day.